All right, Lisa.
Hey, Tony. Do you know who is in chambers to start the recording there?
No, I don't. I can try to reach out. I forgot who's even on his committee. So hold on. Hey, Lisa, Rennie's going to be there in a couple minutes to set it up.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
So we're just waiting for a few more members of the committee. I see we got Doug Coop. I believe Rennie Scott Childers is on his way. Michelle Hurst, Alderwoman Michelle Hurst said that she would not be attending tonight. So we're looking for this Doug, Rennie, Jeffrey. Jeffrey shows up, or somebody's here for his place.
Jeffrey sent an email that he'll be joining virtually.
Okay, as soon as I see him pop up, then we can go. That was Jeffrey Ventura Morel.
And you're all set on this end.
Say that again, Elisa.
You're all set on this end, your live stream.
All right, I'm just waiting for Rennie to come in the chambers to set it up, because right, I'll be able to see them when he sets it up. Okay, so I'm just waiting for him to do that.
Hello, anybody there?
Hey, Rennie. I can hear you, but the only scene is the left side of the chambers.
Let's see.
My left side, you'll be your right side.
Oh, here we go. Camera control. Here we go.
I can see you, Red. I can see you. Thank you. You're all by yourself, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, it's great.
Does that mean I'm all by myself?
I just could not make it there today. Sorry.
I hear you. Neither could Michelle.
Yeah. So, welcome everybody today to tonight's public safety and general government committee meeting. And it is December 21st. It's 6:35. It is almost the first day of winter. I'm looking forward to that.
Let's go.
Let's go. So 6:36 is 6:35 this time. We're all set here. So we're going to get right into this agenda. We got about 7 or 8 items on the agenda. The first item on the agenda is stop sign legislation. And I believe, I'm sorry, also in attendance. So we have in attendance, we have Rennie Scott Childress, Alderman Rennie Scott Childress, Alderman Doug Coop, Alderman Jeffrey Ventura Morel. I think these are Doug and Jeffrey's my last time on a committee with you guys. It was a good 2 years. Thank you guys for your service. And I really appreciate it. And also we got in attendance Mayor Steve Noble and City Clerk Elisa Tenti and City Engineer John Schulteis. And I'm not going to read that whole blurb to you, but Elisa Tenti, the city clerk, is the control of today's meeting, and she has the right to stop and mute any or kick out anybody who is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So please keep your mics off if you're here just listening. If you're not one of the common council members or one of the people who is invited, Mayor Noah or John Schulteis, please keep your mics off, and all you can do is listen. Thank you. So first item on the agenda is, again, the stop sign legislation. And John Schulteis, you want to speak in regard to that? you have anything to add to it? If not, that's okay. We can read the legislation.
Good evening. I just received a few minutes ago a note, I guess, that there's some concern about this. Is that something that you would like to bring up?
Oh, yeah,
Tony,
I could bring that up.
Respond to it, or?
Yep. I mean, I spoke to the mayor earlier today and we had a conversation in regards to several constituents in various wards and concerns about adding more stop signs around the city of Kingston at this time. And the mayor and I both agreed that stop signs could be placed on a case-by-case basis. And so I would recommend that no action be taken on this at this time. And this will allow the current people and all the people that are going to be coming in, and in January, an opportunity to reach out to their constituents, in some cases, again, for the second time, for their input on this proposed stop sign legislation. So that is what I'm proposing, recommending that we do not take no action on it at this time. Anybody object to that?
I'm good with it.
Jeffrey Ventura Morel? Doug Coop? You got it.
Tony, I think that makes a lot of sense.
All right. So we will take no action on this at this time, and we will bring this back up at a later date and with the current legislation or current body in January. Okay. Thank you. Let me see here. So this next item on the agenda. Oh, we got a bunch of handicap signs. The first one is handicap signage on Fairview Avenue, Alderman Jeffrey Ventura Morel.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, hi. Yeah, so I spoke to, we all received the email from the city engineer about this. I spoke to the constituent. She called the police department, and the person who issues the permits is out of the office until January 3rd. And there's nobody else that can do it at this time. I don't know why. So they won't have a current handicap permit until after January 3rd. So I don't know if we should table this until they have the necessary paperwork. Because otherwise the new common council will be voting on it on January 1st, and they can't vote on it without a current permit, correct?
Correct. So that's, that would be my suggestion. And, if nobody else, I had no problem and, motion that we table this particular legislation at this time, and in order to give the city engineer and some more time to get some questions that he had answered, as well as we would need a current permit and to go forward.
Okay.
So,
I'll communicate that to the constituent, and I'll make sure I catch Barbara Hill, who's going to be who's going to replace me on the council. I'll catch her up on the details so she can follow up in January.
Irene Scott Childers, do we need a second on that motion to table it?
I don't think so.
All right. So we're just going to table that. Okay, Jeffrey, just pass that on to Barbara, and then we can bring that up in January. Hopefully the constituents will have a current permit for the city of Kingston, and then we can go forward with that. And
Correct.
I'll also give the city engineer some time to answer questions.
Yeah, and
All right,
since and the city engineer raised up an important point, since this is an apartment complex, I'm going to try to advocate with the apartment complex to see why they can't provide a more accessible parking spot to a handicap.
Yes, and I was reading that as well, and I'm a little dumbfounded too why they can't accommodate this because they're one of their tenants, and that needs some assistance and get him a closer parking spot. But I appreciate you following up that before you leave.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You staying around? Oh, of course you gotta stay around. Next item up is handicap signage on Van Buren Street. And that was brought to us by Alderwoman Worthington. I have all the necessary it's 51 Van Buren Street. I have all the necessary paperwork. It's all current. And so, and I don't see any concerns with that. And city engineer, John Schulteis.
Yeah, I took a look at it. I have no special concerns at that location.
All right. So can I have somebody, let me read. It is.
I
to-
move we approve.
Thank you, Doug. Second, Jeffrey, good. So let me put that, Doug Coop, second, Jeffrey Ventura Morel. And again, the legislation is just to install a handicap parking sign at, let me make sure, 51 Van Buren Street. Okay, so any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand or sign. Anybody oppose? All right, so it's 4-1. So that's me, that's Doug, that's Rennie, that's Jeffrey. Michelle's not here. We'll put that through. Okay, next one is
Mr. Chairman, why is that a vote 4-1?
Michelle's not here.
Well, why is that a negative vote?
No, I didn't say, did I say 4-1?
Yes,
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say 4-0. I'm sorry.
okay. All
I
right,
apologize. So 4-0.
okay.
I'm sorry about that. So the next item on the agenda is another handicap parking at Broome Street. And I believe this is brought to our attention by, I got all these things here. I got so many. Who's that? Alderman Shabbat. Steve's here?
No,
All right. So again, I received all the proper document. I went out, I know this one, I believe on Bruin, he had mentioned something about maybe concerned about a hydrant, fire hydrant. I went out on Sunday and rode down to their location to just make sure that I knew what was going on. There will be no concerns with this hydrant. DPW will have enough and should have enough space footing on the other side and of the front to install the handicap sign. I did speak to the constituent there. I got a copy of the handicap permit. And I told them where it would probably be located and they had no concerns about that. So we should be all set with that. Can I have a motion?
So move.
So moved. Doug, second. Rennie Scott Childress, thank you. Doug Coop, Rennie Scott Childress. Any discussion? All in favor, show of thumb or aye. Anybody opposed? All right, it passes. Doug, 4-0.
Yeah,
All right, that's that one. The next handicap parking on here is on German Street, brought up again by Alderman Shabbat. And this is, I'm sorry, and let me make sure I read that. I should go back to the last legislation. I'm not sure if I had to say the exact address, but I put it on record. Is handicap parking for 71 Broome Street in the city of Kingston. This one is requesting handicap parking and request at 5658 German Street. Again, I got all the proper documentation. And so this should be no problem too. John Schulteis, and city engineer, John Schulteis, I'm sorry.
I just want to note that if approved, this would have to be opposite that address because there's no parking on the side of the street of the requester.
So I did not get a chance to go down here. So German Street is opposite side parking.
Correct. On the side of the street, which is the south side where the address is located, there is no parking on that side of the street. However, this could be approved opposite 56 to 58 German Street.
Oh, Steve didn't, Alderman Steve Shabbat did not mention anything about that in his communication. So I'm trying to figure out if I just want to make sure the constituent knows that they're going to have to park on the other side. So I'm not sure on this here. Can you give me a minute to, I'm gonna reach out to Alderman Shabbat just to make sure that he knows that if approved, this is on the opposite side of the street. I apologize. Because he usually mentions that in his we give him a call and see if he answers. If not, then we can approve it. But we just make notification that this is going to be on opposite side. That I don't like to. I'd like to make sure that the constituents know that they're not going to be in front. Hey, Steve. Steve. Hello, Lynn. Is Steve there? This is Tony Davis. Let me speak to him, please. Yeah, thank you. '56, '58 German Street cannot be on that same side. John Schultz says that that's no parking on the side of that address. So this parking, handicap parking, would be across the street. Now, is there a house or is there an address across the street? I didn't get a chance to look at this. No, you said 56, 58 German Street. But that side of the street is no parking. So it has to go across the street. So I would need to know what that address that we're going to be putting across the street, Brad. But I can put on there just across the street from 56, 58. So then you know, understand this, right? That if it is abandoned and we put it across the street, that means it's going to be in front of somebody else's house, potential house, if somebody buys that house. All right. Just want to let you. I just wanted to make sure you knew that. Okay, so I'm going to put on here across the street from 56, 58 German Street. All right. Okay. All right. Bye. I guess you guys all heard me on that.
Yep.
All right,
Tony?
apologize about that. So
Tony,
is it abandoned house? So we're gonna put on here and put up handicap parking signs across from 56, 58 German Street. Okay.
I just looked on the map. I think the number across is 55 German.
Oh, you looked at the map?
Yeah.
All right, so
So
we got
directly across, there's a driveway, and then the house next to the driveway is 55.
John, do we have to put city engineer John Schultz, we have to put an address, right?
Typically, yeah, that's how the code reads. I believe 55 would be the correct location.
So I'm believing that's what Alderman Shab is saying, that 55 must be the abandoned home right now. So at this time, we're going to put it across the street from, or put a handicap parking at 55 German Street. That's correct? All right. Any discussion? Do I have a motion? Randy Scott Childress, second. Jeffrey Ventura Morel. All in favor, show signs of hands or aye. Anybody opposed? 4-0. So I'm going to put that as across. I'm just going to write this up. Across the street from 56, 50, 56, 58 German Street. At 55 German Street. Okay, got that. Thank you guys for holding off. I talked to Alderman Shabbat about that. Next thing on the item, we're gonna jump past, we're gonna do next handicap parking, which is at, I believe, Clinton Avenue. And that is Alderwoman Rita Worthington. So this reads, if I can get this all. Holy. Well, I'm sorry, Clinton Avenue is actually Alderman Don Talaman. So request for a handicap parking at 47 Clinton Avenue. The engineer does not object to this request. I got all the proper details, and so it's going to be at 47 Clinton Avenue. Can I have a motion? Jeffrey Ventura Morel. Doug Coop is second. Any discussion? All in favor by raising your hand or thumb or saying aye. Anybody opposed? 4-0. So I'm gonna put this on here. And then the last thing on last thing on new business is in Mary's and Glen Street traffic. That was brought up by Alderwoman Hirsch. And I don't have any specifics on this. I'm not sure exactly what was going to be discussed on this particular item, what Alderwoman Hirsch had to bring up. Anybody else have anything on it? I'm just trying, let me just see here.
There was an email from her right before the meeting started.
Yes, an email stating that she would not be here. Let me go read that one more time. I just want to make sure. I thought I had.
Well, it states that there's been a traffic study relating to the new proposed facility up at the old jail site. So, but I would like to point out, Glen Street does not run through the 9th Ward. And so I believe that Alderwoman Hirsch had no business being involved in this particular issue. I've been involved in this issue for months, actually for years, done a huge amount of study, and yet without any information, without any real communication with me, she took it upon herself to insert herself in another ward. I just want to register my concern about alder people putting themselves in other alder people's wards. I understand too that there is some information, but because from what I understand from Barbara's email, because the study has just come out and we don't actually have it, it's not appropriate for us to talk about it tonight. And the study should be discussed at next month's meeting of the Public Safety Committee. I believe I have that right. If anybody else sees it differently, let us know.
I know, again, she sent something out right before this, and I'm just trying to. I don't see any. It says, I had forwarded an email was sent to the city engineer towards regarding a traffic that was posted for the planning board. Again, my thing as well, and I sent that out and during this week, and that it had some other people in the beginning of this year or late last year had brought up concerns about all the people requesting, parking and stop signs, handicap signs, whatever it might be in someone else's ward. And then the discussion came out of that discussion came out that only the alderman or all the person of that ward should be bringing forth something that has to do with that ward, since that person is the one that's responsible for that ward. And so, I did send out that email out that I was a little concerned or questioning why a request for something in Alderman Rennie Scott Children's ward was being brought up by Alderwoman Michelle Hurst. And so, but I didn't hear anything back. And so, if Alderwoman Hirsch is not here to discuss what she wanted to discuss about this, because I don't see anything else. And I would state that we table this into next month's meeting.
Well, the issue is the report that came out. So John Schulteis knows about the report.
All right.
And it was the communication from Barbara Graves-Pollard saying that we shouldn't discuss it tonight because we don't actually have the report. So once we get a chance to look at the report, she said we could discuss it at next month's public safety meeting.
So then I would, again, so that's what I was saying. So I would motion that we table this into next month. And I'm not sure if we have to have a second on that.
No. I mean, there's no, that's the other problem. There's no action called for in Alderwoman Hirsch's communication. We've had many communications with the person who instigated this particular set of concerns. He's actually spoken before the Common Council before. I've been in constant communication with him. I probably have more than 100 emails back and forth with him. So, and I've interviewed the city engineer, superintendent DPW, KPD head, the Kingston Fire Department chief. So, we've had plenty of discussion on this issue, but the main thing is going to be to get a sense of that report. Once we're able to read it, and then we can ask questions of John Schulteis if we'll come back in January.
So what is the best avenue then? I'm assuming again, I think I should table this.
Well, I think you just let this go. There's no, I'll send in a communication.
All right.
Just saying we'd like to hear from John Schulteis on this issue. And then, we can have some discussion about it if we want to at the next meeting in January.
All right. So then again, I would recommend no action be taken on this.
Yeah, well, there is no action called for, so
Yeah.
I'd say just take it off the agenda
All right.
altogether.
So do I have to have a second to remove it?
No.
All right. So we're just going to remove this item off the agenda. That's wanted to just make sure noted for the record that we're removing this item. And if we get any more updated information, and then that can be brought back in, in the next term and the future months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Now, last but not least, we have Mayor Steve Noble on the line. Hello, Mayor, for the Mentor Me program and Mentor Me Adopted Peace Park. How you doing, Mayor?
I'm doing well, Alderman Davis. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Yep. Your floor.
All right. Well, thank you. So this past summer, Mentor Me of Ulster County, which is a new mentoring organization that's been working in the Kingston area for the last year and a half or so, really worked hard to be able to spruce up Peace Park in Uptown Kingston. They worked cooperatively with the Kingston Uptown Business Association and some of the neighbors, and they used some of their mentors and mentees to be able to do that work. And they're interested in continuing this upcoming year. And so I think as a part of our kind of Adopt a Park program that's in the city code, the Common Council has the ability to pass a resolution basically thanking them for the work that they're doing. And as part of the adoption program, we would then be able to put up a sign, for the next year or so to be able to just thank them for their work as they continue to kind of keep that little gem a little bit more spruced up than, we've been able to as a city government.
All right. Do you have any, any committee report, anything, Mayor, in regard to this?
I thought maybe we did last month because we ended up kicking this from the November meeting, which we canceled. And so I may have lost it in the shuffle.
All right. I'm just trying to figure out if I can rate it up, but I just want to make sure I have the correct verbiage in here.
Yeah,
And
I think
so,
if you could just say that we would like to recognize the Mentor Me of Ulster County as our Adopt a Park partner at Peace Park in Uptown Kingston, and that would be fine.
As the outgoing alderman for the Peace Park, I would certainly support this.
So the city would like to recognize the Mentor Me organization, right?
Yep.
As a what?
As a Adopt a Park partner is fine.
As the
For Peace Park.
adopted park partner
Yep. For Peace Park.
for Peace Park.
Lots of P's in there. Sorry about that.
For Peace Park. In Uptown Kingston. All right. I don't have to say in Uptown Kingston. We know where it is, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
So again, the committee report reads, the city would like to, the city of Kingston would like to recognize the Mentor Me organization as the adoptive park partner for Peace Park. Good?
That sounds good.
Motion,
Motion, Doug Coop. Second,
Second,
Rennie Scott Childress. Any discussion? All in agreement, raise your hand or say aye. A thumb. Thank you. Anybody opposed? 0. Passes 4-0. Thank you, Mayor. And I'm just gonna say see attach as well for the what you sent me. And so see attach.
Thank you, everybody, very much.
Thank you.
We'll talk to everybody soon.
All right. Happy holidays if I don't see everybody. And
Yes,
I don't see anybody.
congratulations to all of you that are outgoing aldermen. Thank you for your service to the city.
Yep, and I was gonna say that before we leave here. Again, it's my last time with Jeffrey Vidora, Morel, and Doug Coop. Thank you guys for your service.
it's
All right.
been my pleasure.
Happy
Thank you.
holidays.
please write us from Club Med when you get there.
Happy holidays. Bye.
Have a great time.
Oh, this meeting adjourns at, can I have a motion to adjourn at 7:05? Motion by Jeffrey Victoria Morel, second by Rennie Scott Childress. Thank you. Take care.
Good night.
Bye.